The title of this video might lead you to believe that I think that Prokofiev is ridiculous, and absolutely not. Or it might lead you to believe that the piece which I'm going to talk about is ridiculous. Absolutely not. And what am I talking about? The entire set is entitled Vision fugitive, and this is a little discussion about the piece number 10, which is entitled Ridicolosamente, which means ridiculous. When I first encountered this music about 50 years ago, it never occurred to me to look more deeply at that title. Actually, it's not a title. I'll show it to you here. It's a place where the composer usually indicates the tempo or the mood of the piece. And the entire set is the Vision fugitive, which Prokofiev composed around 1915, 1916, so he was about 24 years old. A little bit of background on the set itself. Prokofiev performed the pieces for a group of people, presumably a private group, which included a poet named Balmont, or Balmont. And Balmont was inspired after hearing the music played by Prokofiev. He was inspired to compose a poem, and just paraphrasing what he wrote after hearing the music, he said, in these fleeting visions, he saw entire worlds. Now, keep in mind, these pieces are barely 1 minute long each. And you might think of worlds as applied to, let's say, a Mahler symphony that's, in excess of 1 hour long. But these are very short pieces. Now, there was also someone in his audience who spoke French, or was French, I'm not sure. But this person translated what Balmont said into the phrase Vision fugitive, which means fleeting or fugitive visions, and that's the title that has stayed with us until today. I believe Prokofiev also gave it a Russian title, which is rarely used, and I'm going to botch this up completely. Mimolesnyet. Well, anyway, I don't speak Russian. I studied with a Russian piano teacher named Krusevitsky, and from him, among other things, I learned how to speak English with very good Russian accent. So, I can speak very good English this way. It's not difficult, Sidetrack for a moment to Prokofiev's own recording, which he did in Paris in the 1930s. What do we as performers look to as the indication of tempo? Do we look at the written indication or the recorded performance? So we have recordings around the turn of the 20th century, Rachmaninoff, Prokofiev, Debussy, and in many cases the performance differs somewhat. Prokofiev played it at a certain tempo, but that's how he played it on that day. What do we look to as performers? I look to both, and I have a slight preference for the written indication because I'm also a composer. We don't know specifically what he was referring to. He might have meant the state of the world as he knew it. I certainly relate to it in the kind of ridiculous state of the world as we know it today. It might have referred to a ridiculous situation that he knew of or a ridiculous person. We have no idea. And at the end of this video, I'm going to put 2 recordings that I made of it during the past week or so. Widely different tempos. Every performer sees it differently. What I particularly like about this is the fact that there is no metronome marking, which allows the performer more freedom. In his memoirs, Prokofiev alluded to 5 different styles. And the 5th style that he referred to is the humorous style. So the question is, what does the word ridiculous mean? If we look it up in the dictionary, it means something that is prone to be ridiculed or to be mocked. Again, we don't know what it is that he was possibly wanting to ridicule or to mock. And I was thinking to myself, well, how else would I think it if not to myself? If I wanted to make this as ridiculous as possible as a performance, what would I do? And it occurred to me, and I won't do this, but it occurred to me to absolutely change all the indications that Prokofiev made as far as dynamics. So if he wrote forte, I'll play it piano. If he wrote legato, I'll play it staccato, and so on. I don't do that because, as a composer, would I want someone to absolutely change everything that I wrote for the sake of some purpose that is maybe a bit questionable? I don't think I would. That's my take on this piece called Ridicolosamente. Hope you enjoy it, and see you next time.